suspense and tension, mystery and intrigue, twists and surprises, all elements of a well-crafted thriller. But nothing's more alluring than delving into the human psyche. Do you aspire to make a great psychological thriller, draw your audience in, give them an adrenaline rush? Check out David Fincher's Seven, a true classic. The plot twists and the dark atmosphere he creates is unforgettable. David Fincher uses cinematography, lighting, set design to set the tone and build to his iconic climax. Pacing is an essential element of a thriller. Gradual revelations. When our detectives, played by Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman, go into John Doe's apartment and start piecing together his ultimate plan, we see the emotional reactions of these characters, and we as the audience are right there with them. A great thriller is going to go to the next level if you have multi-dimensional, complex characters. Take our two detectives. Somerset is more contemplative, pessimistic about the city he lives in. Mills is more wide-eyed and optimistic, offering a fresh perspective as he becomes a detective and joins forces with Somerset. The visual style is an essential element when you're crafting a thriller. David Fincher uses a dark and muted color palette. He also has rain in many of his scenes, which was very challenging for the actors to endure that day after day. An effective use of sound goes a long way to building that tension and keeping your audience engaged. And David Fincher is a master at subverting expectations. Watch how he does this. Watch how it makes you feel when you're expecting one thing and you get a surprise, a twist that keeps your adrenaline going. You want to follow. You're on the edge of your seat. Ask yourself, are you paying attention to details when you're making your thriller? David Fincher does. For instance, John Doe's obsession with the number 7 adds to the complexity of his character. The opening title sequence is a great example of paying attention to detail. It's become iconic. And the decision that David Fincher made not to let Brad Pitt know what was in the box allowed for a genuine, authentic reaction. As you're creating your thriller, what theme is driving your creative instincts? And always be mindful what themes are presenting themselves as you create. In David Fincher's Seven, you got morality and justice, isolation and despair, power and helplessness, the loss of innocence. All these themes emerge in David Fincher's classic. As you create yours, does your cinematographer know what themes are driving your film? It could very well impact her creative decisions. The same with your editor. Time to go out there and watch some films from masters in the thriller genre. Jonathan Demme's Silence of the Lambs. Anthony Hopkins delivers a riveting performance. He was only on screen 16 minutes. That was enough to give him Best Actor. Silence of the Lambs is actually a great example of blending genres. You got the thriller and the horror all mixed in one. I'll dedicate a whole video for the blended genre. Next, The Usual Suspects. Bryan Singer's neo-noir thriller starring Kevin Spacey that delivers one of the most iconic twists of all time. Christopher Nolan's Memento. If you want a psychological thriller that keeps you guessing throughout, follow Guy Pearce in a great performance. This one turns the narrative upside down. Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo, starring Jimmy Stewart. It's a psychological thriller with a romantic twist. How about a crime thriller? Michael Mann explores the psyche of criminals and law enforcement in Heat, starring Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. One of the best shootout scenes, by the way, I've ever seen, set in downtown Los Angeles. What movie has thrilled you the most? Let me know in the comments. I love you.